All right, group A and B, we are on science number 9. All right, and today is pretty exciting because we're gonna do a project in, after this, we're gonna work on a project together. All right, so let's go ahead and read. You can point with your finger, just if not, make sure you follow along with your eyes. All right, we're gonna start right up here at the top. Seeds were designed by God to grow into new plants. Remember how we talked about what? Each flower has what? More seeds. Every plant has more seeds to have more plants, because what happened if we ate the last apple and there was no seeds on the apple? Would we have more apple trees? No, we wouldn't. So God designed plants to have seeds. So seeds were designed by God to grow into new plants. Inside each seed is a baby plant. Can you believe that? So if you have a seed, you can't see inside, but there's a baby plant in there. Just like your mommy, I know Mateo, your mommy just had what? Your baby brother. And could you see your baby brother inside your mommy's belly? No, but there was a baby in there. So inside each seed, there was a baby plant. All right? So inside each seed, there's a baby plant that will that will begin to grow if the conditions are right. So that means, will all the seeds grow? Because all the seeds have a baby inside, will they all grow? No, only if the conditions are right. That means only if it gets what it needs. So let's find out what it needs. If a seed has air, all right, so most seeds have air, all right? There's air everywhere, so all seeds get air. Now we also need water and warmth. All right, just like a baby inside the mommy's belly, they need what? They need food and they need to be warm. That's why they're in her belly, to keep warm. All right, so the plants need air, water to drink, and warmth. Can you grow a plant if you maybe give it water and air, but put it in the freezer? No, you can't. It won't grow. It needs to be warm. It will begin to grow. The seeds also contains food to feed the new plant. Wow, there is a lot in a seed, because inside the seed there's what? A baby plant and what? Food to feed the new plant. This food is what makes up most of the seed. So is the seed mostly a baby plant? No, the seed is mostly food for the baby plant inside. The plant does not need dirt right away because there is food where? In the seed. This food helps the plant grow until it has good roots. God created seeds to do a very important job. So when does the seed need dirt? When it starts to get roots. So when the seed starts to get little roots growing out, that's when you put it in what? In the dirt, because that's when it's running out of food. All right, let's answer some questions. What are 3 things a plant needs in order to grow? Can you go ahead and tell me them? What's the first one? All right, what's the second one? Perfect, and the third one? All right, if you answered air, water, and what was the other one? Warmth. You got it correct. Great job. Next question, who created seeds? If I get an apple and I eat the apple, and I get a seed and I plant it and it grows, did I create a seed? No, I didn't. Who created all things? God. So who created the seeds? God. All right. Last question, what important jobs do seeds have? Can you think of a really important job a seed has? To make more seeds. How does one seed become 100 seeds? By growing into a big tree. So if you have an apple seed and you plant it, that one seed will grow into a tree, and that one tree will make hundreds of apples. And in each apple, there's like what? Maybe 5 or 6 seeds. So that one seed makes hundreds and hundreds of seeds. That's its job, is to reproduce, to make more of. All right, moving on to this next page, we have a seed right here, and this is the seed coat The seed coat surrounds what? The seed, it protects it. Just like we learned about cells, it has a shell to protect what? The cell inside, everything inside. So this seed coat protects the seed. We have something called a radicle. We have a hilum, I think you would pronounce it, right here. This is the stuff inside the seed. And then we have a cotyledon. We have a cotyledon. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, hopefully. All right, and right here it says, copy the seed diagram and label it. So right here, we're gonna go ahead together, we're gonna remake this right here, and it's what? Everything inside a seed. Remember, what's inside a seed? A baby plant. And what's this most of the seed? Food. All right, so looking right here, it says, look inside a bean seed. This is a project you can do, you don't have to do, but if you like science like me and you like to do some investigating for yourself, this will be very fun to do. All right, it says soak several bean seeds in water overnight. So what you can do is grab some beans if you have some in your house, and you're gonna soak them. So you can get a cup, fill it up with water, and drop maybe 4 or 5 beans inside. This will soften the outside of the seed, so it'll make the bean what? If the bean's hard, it'll make it what? Soft. Remove a seed from the water. Remove the outside of the seed, which is what? The seed coat. It should be easy to pull away from. Gently break the seed open. So you can gently break it in half. If you need help, you can ask your mom and dad. Carefully examine the inside of the seed. So examine as to what? Look for yourself. Look to see if you can see anything inside the seed. You should see what looks like a small plant inside. It will probably be white and flat. You should see something that looks like a small leaf. This is a new plant waiting to grow. It will grow when it has what? Water, air, and warmth. All right, so I don't think you can do this with like frijoles, with beans that you eat. All right, I think it has to be a certain type of bean, because I think the beans that you eat, for it to get the small plant inside, it has to be kind of getting old so it can produce that small plant. All right, they might have it. I haven't done it. I have to try it. All right, but I think it has to be a certain kind of bean to do this. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do, this is all of lesson 9. We're gonna work on this together, and then after this, we are gonna work with the little bag I gave you with some goodies inside. We'll open it up together and we'll see what we have so we can make something or begin to make something very special and a little bit scientific. All right, I hope you guys enjoy. Let's move on to the next part. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make this together as simple as possible. We have the big bean right here and the small one that we're gonna copy. Let's go ahead and start with the seed coat. Now, see, it's kind of thick, not too thick, but just a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and draw a line all the way around our seed. Perfect, just like that. Next, we're gonna make the radicle, which kind of looks like this little leaflet that comes down like this. Kind of like little teardrops because they're 2 little leaves. All right, and next, here we can draw the other part of the leaf like that. Next, we're gonna go ahead and draw the hilum right here, which is just kind of like a little bean. All right, and that's pretty it. It's a lot more simpler than the cell that we were drawing last time. I know that one was a little bit difficult. All right, and if you would like to, you can go ahead and label like first leaves right here and the seed coat. All right, you can label all the parts to a seed if you want to. You don't have to. All right, but now let's go ahead and get started on our science project. Alrighty, so you should have gotten a little bag like this. I put a couple stamps on them of some flowers and some leaves. If you can guess what we're doing right now is the time. I think I might have told a couple of you guys what we're doing. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And inside Oops, having trouble opening it. Inside, you should have gotten a couple of things. You should have got a DVD case that has your name. Mine says Miss Lorena. You should have gotten a rubber band, a towel, a paper towel, a little water dropper, and hopefully if they didn't fall out, you should have also gotten 3 seeds, all right? Can you guess what we're gonna do? Yeah, that's right. We're gonna make our own, or we're gonna grow our own seeds. And it's super easy. What you can do if you don't have it already, go ahead and get a cup with water because you're gonna need that as well. All right, and this is what we're gonna do. Super simple. We're gonna go ahead and open up our little tray. And if you look at your tray, one side is flat, all right? And the other side has a little bit of a box to it. We wanna put the box side down, not the flat part, the box part down, all right? And what we're gonna do is I'm gonna get my little towel and I'm gonna place it inside. If it's not folded, you might have to fold it so it can fit inside a little bit better. And what I'm gonna do is, remember from reading last week's science, it said what? To get the beans, place them inside, just like this. And now we're gonna wet our towel. Do we want our towel to be dripping wet? It told us. No, we don't want it to be dripping wet, all right? We want it to be barely wet. So we're gonna grab our little dropper and we're gonna go ahead and put water on it, just like this, just enough. Not enough to be dripping, but just enough for the little beans to grow. All right, now a little quick quiz. If I want my beans to grow, am I gonna put them in the freezer? No, I need to put them somewhere what? Somewhere warm. Can you think of a warm place in your home? Maybe if you can't think of one, maybe the warmest place you can put it is by the window where it can get some sun. So maybe you can keep it by the window when we're done here. All right, so I'm gonna make sure I get my towel just enough wet. Oops, put a little more on the beans. Now that my towel is wet, I'm gonna touch it, make sure it's not dripping, make sure it's just enough wet because I have to make sure it gets enough water, enough air, and enough sun. So what I'm gonna do is, now that my beans are in there, I'm gonna gently close this. Now this is plastic, so it can break if I'm not gentle, but gently I'm gonna close it the best I can. I may have to open up and move my little towel to the side so it can close a little better. You may have to do the same to yours. All right, and it may snap close if your beans are a little bit fat, like mine, a little bit chubby. What you're gonna do is you're gonna get your rubber band and we're gonna go ahead and place it around the beans like that, just to make sure the little baby seeds stay really nice and tight inside. All right, and that's pretty much all. It was super fast, super quick, super simple. All right, now listen very closely. What we're gonna do is you can go ahead and put it where? In a warm or cold place? In a warm place to keep your beans. Now, another question really fast. What's inside the bean? 2 things. It's a baby plant, and what else? Yeah, food. All right, that's why it doesn't need dirt yet. Once it starts growing roots, then what do? Then we'll place it in dirt. All right, so now that I have my little case with my beans, I'm gonna go ahead and keep mine by the window. Now, I know it's Friday, and I know you're probably not gonna like this, but I'm gonna go ahead and keep them safe for you because we're gonna be returning to school pretty soon. So when you're, keep them by the window, but when your mommy and daddy go to pick up your new package, you can go ahead and go with them if it's fine with them, but you're gonna go ahead and gently give it to your mom and dad, or if you're going with them to pick up your packet, you can take it with you to school, and you're gonna go ahead and turn it into me. Now don't worry, I'm gonna know whose is whose, because what, everyone has their name on theirs, and I'm gonna keep it by the window. I promise to do my best to water it every day. Well, I will be watering it every day. I'm also gonna be making sure it gets a lot of sun, and I'm also going to make sure it has air to breathe. All right, so go ahead, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it to school. I'm gonna keep it by the window, and then when you guys return to school within the next week or so, and if it starts growing little roots by then, which it might take a month or so, that's when we'll go ahead and I'll bring dirt to school and we'll actually get to plant it. And when it starts to grow green, probably by the end of this school year, you'll be able to take it home. All right, so I hope you enjoyed. Great job.